Okay, so thanks for joining. The next presentation, the next talk will be OpenProject, a review of the latest features and innovation by Wieland with Lindenthal.
Yeah, thank you. This morning I saw yours doing the latest and greatest of Nextcloud, and that was really intimidating. So bear with me today. This has not the same level and quality of and ease and showness of the presentation. Anyways, so thank you for letting me give you a little review of the latest features and innovations that we had built and integrated into OpenProject in the last year, so since the last FOSDEM 2024. But maybe a quick introduction. What is OpenProject? OpenProject is a collaborative project management environment that can do both classic project management as well as agile, and combine the two into a hybrid solution. Hands up who does not know OpenProject? Okay, there's not so many. That's cool. So then this is the right format, because it actually just talks about what's new. But before we can talk about what's new at OpenProject, we need a little bit to look at who's building OpenProject, and there's actually quite some news. No, in the last year alone, we added 13 people to the team. Brilliant people, but it's like we come from a size of a company or organization where everyone knows everyone knows who knows what, and we needed to find a new organization, how we can distribute responsibilities, roadmaps, and also like simply focus in the company. So we introduced something that is called streams. So basically it means like, okay, instead of having one big chunk of people, we say, okay, there's a team for this, team for that, and every stream is in charge of a strategic goal, a strategic idea of OpenProject. And then everyone can have its own little roadmap, a smaller one that is controllable, that is more easier to understand. We can better prioritize what is important in every single smaller roadmap. So we have a roadmap here for that stream, another roadmap. And these streams work on features, and they build and have a feature ready when it's ready, right? In the years before, we had like 4 bigger releases a year, so we had to wait until all the features are ready so that we can prepare that holy thing, that baby that we are giving birth to. And we changed that now completely, because there are too many events popping up on every stream, like, oh, this feature is ready, this feature is ready. So what we simply do is now, every month we release. And that's every month a baby, something like that. Interesting. What's the good side of that? Well, the bad side is obviously pretty stressful, all the QA and all that stuff. The good side of this is people can simply develop in the streams, and they're ready when they're ready, and it will be released at that moment. And the good thing is also that with these quicker and earlier releases, you get more feedback in, and you can adopt the little tiny roadmaps that I was talking about faster. So the feedback comes in, and we adopt our roadmap in every stream according to it. And of course, people wait less for the new stuff to arrive. What was also very important in 2024 is, it's not a small thing, it's actually a pretty big thing. That was the release of openDesk. And openDesk, for those that don't know, is an initiative by the German Federal Ministry of the Interior, providing a sovereign workplace, an alternative to Office 365, where actually known software, open source software vendors work together to provide one alternative. And we're pretty involved there, and that you can imagine if you integrate with Nextcloud or with Element or XWiki, then you're busy with designing and thinking about those integrations to get them going. So that was huge last year, and it still is. So in my presentation, I will go a little bit along those streams, the development streams that we have, and show a little bit things. So one thing that we came up actually was induced by one of our bigger partners and clients, the city of Cologne. They have 5,000 projects at the same time. It's like, that is a lot. Of course, if you're a user of that, in such an environment, you want to mark those that are important to you, just to mark them favorite. So we got that in, and it's much easier now to navigate the project list for them. But they also are hungry for more. So as I said, like 5,000 projects. How do you manage that? It's like, before that we were managing projects, the task, the project plans inside of our project, and now suddenly we need to manage sets of projects. So the requirements they brought to us was like, we need to track who's the project owner. We need to know when it's the start and the end. We need to know the risk. So, and all sorts of other attributes that they need to attach to a project in order to make it manageable. For example, is that a new kindergarten or a bridge, that new project? Is that an energy-saving project? So we made OpenProject now, you could configure it, have attributes, like you can see it here on the right-hand side. Whatever you need, you can put there as an attribute of a project. And then later, of course, you can also filter on them, save that filter, that query, give it a name, make it a query for yourself, make it a query for everyone, or just share it with individuals. So that makes it easier to control a whole set of projects and to know what you need to find out. This stream will definitely continue to go ahead. Things that will come will be more like portfolio management, also like a canvas where you can see access, and by prioritizing projects against each other according to whatever value you choose. The end game would be really like resource management and people assignment. But that's stuff that still needs to come step by step. Another stream would be, which is a bit more known here at FOSDEM. I've been talking about this like the last two years here. It's like the document workflows, formerly known also as the Nextcloud integration team. Basically from the Nextcloud integration, where we link work package and tasks in OpenProject to files and folders in Nextcloud, and where we also do more stuff like we provide special project folders in Nextcloud that are accessible, where we manage the access directly via memberships in OpenProject, or having project templates with template tasks linked to template files in Nextcloud. We basically took that thing and were asked by a client. I can tell the name because it's a happy sponsor, Deutsche Bahn. To adopt that to SharePoint. We thought, okay, that could be interesting. Like, the SharePoint is the big player of, file management, and maybe it would open us doors to get, the barrier down to get, we are the first, let's say, open source application in their environment, and they can still use this stuff. They don't need to change the whole thing at the same time. That was the idea. In the hindsight, not the same buzz. It was much cooler to integrate with Nextcloud. The values are more aligned, and afterwards we are cleverer. But it's it was a huge project, and it's a huge, nice piece of code. My people did a great job there. But anyways, let's move forward to something that is really having energy. When you're having meetings, or when you think of meeting agendas, let's think about this for a second. Are you prepared? Do you bring relevant stuff? When do you know what to bring? So, for example, an open project where you have a plan, or you organize work, you come across a question at some point. And then this point in time, you say, I should bring it to the next meeting. We should discuss it there, right? And we build something, it's the meetings module. We can simply say, you can see here an epic, which is a work package. You can simply take that work package to the next meeting by choosing what meeting you want to bring it on the agenda. So it's out of your head, you know it's there, you will talk about it, fine, you can leave a comment, cool. But then there's iteration 1, then the iteration 2 comes in like, yeah, but the agenda's not yet created. Oh, it's so annoying to create the agenda first and then going back to the work package and adding it. So we implemented something, it's called recurring meetings or meeting series. So you simply say, I have a weekly, I have a Durafix, these meetings come again and again. I don't need to think about them. I can simply pick them again. The next time I'm at a work package, it's super easy to fill those meetings that are often empty, have empty agendas, suddenly have worth interesting and really topics that have a question. And when you're in the meeting, then you also see that there's a work package, that's the context the question is about. Everyone can, in the meantime, while they're bored and looking into the screen, they can click around, find out what is actually going on, what was discussed before. So it's everything, meetings and tasks and plans are integrated. And that is something that is we keep updating and improving with every release. That's a really powerful thing we use ourselves. This one is like, what is it like? Isn't it IT crowd? Excuse me, are you from the past? The planning and reporting. Of course, we have an OpenProject. Always had the opportunity to break down work packages into sub-work packages and so on. And you could also say how much work something was. But the calculations to sum it up, to sum the whole tree of a work was flawed. It had bugs. And it was never really prioritized enough because it is complex to fix. So we spent 2024 quite an extensive time in the planning and reporting stream to fix it. It was pretty tough but now you can say, okay, this thing takes that much time. We already did that much. And it accumulates all upwards to meaningful numbers. And yeah, we're proud that we can finally afford it, that the company has that size to fix old stuff that has been around for so long. And another one that was asked from the community a lot is, adding to work package relationships, like a follower and precedes. You sometimes don't want them to be directly following. Let's say you build a basement of a house with concrete. It needs to dry, right, before you can put up the walls. So that time distance, that's called lag. Now our relationship model allows that to model that into your project plan. And yeah, again, a visitor from the past, people ask us so often, could we please export Gantt charts as PDFs so that we can print them? Why? It's dead. That we can put them into some meeting materials. Yeah, put the link. Whatever. There's 1,000 of reasons. They finally got the PDF export for the Gantt charts. I don't know what they do with that, but they got it. That one is really nice. That's a thing that is basically coming out of my hands. That in our team, people use Element for chatting, for exchanging real-time messages. And I was always wondering, why are they doing this? Like they're talking about work. They don't have the context of the work. Like, what is the task that they're working on? Where does it belong to? And what happens actually to the discussion the next day? I don't know. I don't find stuff in messengers. Maybe I'm not skilled enough. Maybe I'm from the past. But I don't find information there. So discussions are gone, which is also good, a nice feature at times, so that you can, things are volatile and fly off. But I said, okay, let's turn that around. Let's take the OpenProject notification center and make it a little bit more messenger-like. So with what was it? 15.0, I think. We changed it so that you have more like something like a GitHub pull request, a formal style of, okay, these are the changes in a work package, combined with a feeling of a chat. So you type something and it moves up. And also when somebody else writes something, it comes in automatically. Yeah, or what is faster to respond to a good comment than just giving a thumbs up? I've read it, I've understood it, and I agree. Just a thumbs up. We didn't have it. We simply had a simple text form back before that, and I had to fight a lot of fights internally and externally to get this into OpenProject, because people were scared that it would lose the contractual way of commenting on work packages. The formality, like, yeah, but then you go to the messenger to not be formal, right? So so we worked on that, and we will continue working. This next things should be like reply functions and threads and so on. And then still we will need to have the messengers, and we will still need to have these rooms where you can say, hey, today my child is sick, I need to stay at home. Another one, convenience feature, is very simple. Just you need to remember something, and you don't want to do this actively. You don't want to put it into a calendar. Just set an alarm, and then you will get a notification once it's there. That is actually also sponsored by the city of Cologne. Also a community in a contribution, at least in the beginning. That is the GitLab integration. So the idea is you have the classic project management environment of OpenProject, where you can you can support the whole organization, and then you have the software development part, which is just one aspect of the whole organization. Let's say you have marketing. You wouldn't have marketing in GitLab, right? But in GitLab, it's optimized for code management and working on code. I don't need to tell you. But with that integration, you can simply link merge requests with work packages, so that you know, okay, if that work package is an epic, a feature, a bug, you know in what merge request it is built on, and what is the status of that merge request. Is it already, I don't know, how did the pipelines run? Is the CI green, and so on. That's really, really nice feature. As you might have noticed, OpenProject changed a little bit in the look and feel lately, in the last 2 years. And the reason is we adopted the GitHub's open source design system called Primer. And GitHub also, and the same as GitLab, is a Ruby on Rails application, so as we are. And by adopting to their front end, it was easy also to adopt to their accessibility features. One of them is that you can easily have a high contrast mode that came actually through that Primer approach. And the good thing about that is also we could finally get a dark mode. Yeah, that was nice. Thank you, Henriette. There are tons of more features that we have implemented in 2024. One more thing that's worth noting is like a custom field. You know, custom fields are these fields that you can add to a work package and store some additional data. We already have, like, I don't know, strings, numbers, lists. What was missing was a hierarchy, a tree. And so you can have like a department structure. You know, every organization has a department structure, or a skill structure, or a building or place structure. Okay, this office in that town, this building in that floor, that room. All these things you can now do with custom field of type hierarchy. Yeah. Anyways, what is up in 2025? Cliffhanger? No. We are working on a mobile app, and it's already internally in the alpha version. It's not yet in that shape that we want to present it to the outside world, but we're working on it, and we're also fighting internally about what is actually the best use case for it. So if you have strong opinions about that, please come to me. But yeah, and if you're a Flutter app developer, please come to me as well. We need help there. that's another baby of mine. For 2025, we just had this discussion here about integrations, and I talked about the technical fundamentals that need to be solved in order to make integrations between rich applications that have users easier. And I really promote that we stick to a couple of standards when it comes to integrating applications and especially users, because it's incredibly hard, it's incredibly expensive, and it blocks all the good initiatives, all the great ideas that we have. Okay, it would be cool to have that application plus that application, the 1 + 1 = 3 thingy. Yes, but having the fundamentals not there makes it really hard and expensive to get going. And you do shortcuts that are not fun, that are not good. Right? You leak security, you don't do the right thing. So what I promote here and what we're actually doing is implementing a couple of open standards, let's say OIDC, JOT tokens, token exchange, the OAuth token exchange, and for user provisioning, the SCIM protocol. If we have those things, then we can basically orchestrate when is a user available by provisioning. And it can be in a moment when someone creates a user, a guest user, a user that I plan to work with in the future, and that user doesn't know it yet, but I already assign tasks to that person, right? And I already need to prepare that the folder is accessible in Nextcloud. We also need to solve that once that person boards on and does the first login, it does it once and doesn't need to think about OpenProject or Nextcloud or whatever, because it's too much in the first day of work. What application am I in? I don't care. I'm in openDesk. openDesk, yeah. What is Nextcloud? What is OpenProject? You can hardly see. So we need to solve that, and fortunately we're working together with Nextcloud and with openDesk and other vendors to at least in this group of people to establish these standards here. That's something that is for me very from the heart, because last years we struggled a lot to make it really user friendly at the end. Then of course further integrations. We want to integrate with XWiki to attack a little bit the Atlassian monopoly of Confluence and Jira. So yeah, XWiki is the Confluence and OpenProject is the Jira in that case. So expect something to come in 2025. And remember, integrated, we are stronger. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Wieland. We have 2 minutes for questions. Any question? Wow, no question. It was crystal clear. Yes.
Hi, I have a question about the mobile app. Is it designed for smartphone only or for tablets too? Because I think it's an interesting use case to use such tool on tablet.
Yeah, I agree. It is actually designed to also work on desktops. But yeah, let's take it step by step. So first thing would be mobile. Many people have mobiles but don't have a desktop computer, and teams work distributed on a mobile setting. And we will start there. And I know exactly what you're talking about. For example, from a construction side, you usually have tablets because you want to see plans and so on. But then you have like the simple workers that just need to get a task. So it depends a little bit on what is our first use case, and it's probably the communicator part. Right, just getting messages resolved and out of your inbox. Thank you. Yeah. That would be interesting to hear your use case later. We can talk.
Yeah. In my company, we are an engineering firm. We are using extensively OpenProject for organizing our workflows. It was really useful for the review process, that a task goes from a project, from a designer to a reviewer, and we use the custom actions with buttons to approve or reject, and it was really useful. So thank you for this, Jewel. And I am interested in what you said about the new features, about the planning of the resources and assignment to people. Will that be a tool useful for the management to know how much a single person is doing, how much work he's doing or is planned to do?
Yeah. The question here is what are our plans for resource management, no? And that is, we're not yet there, right? We first do with a portfolio management, they can break it down, and you need to assign resources later to projects or to phases of a project, probably not on a work package level. So the idea would be to help people to get an idea, how do they have enough people? Are they over, or are the people overworked? Are they overbooked? That's the kind of question that we would like to solve there, but we are not yet in that position.
Thank you so much, Wieland. So, well, we don't have any more time for questions, so I think that if you have any other questions, you can ask him directly in the hallway. Thank you very much.
Thank you.